math lesson today is chapter 7, lesson number 9. And this lesson is subtracting across zeros. Now when I first saw this lesson and just saw the name of it, I'm like, well, that's pretty easy. We just subtract zeros. No, that's not exactly what we're doing. So our essential question is, how can I subtract 3-digit numbers? Now the zeros that we're going to be subtracting are not at the bottom, because that would be easy. If I had 9 and I want to take away 0, what would that be, guys? 9. That would be easy. These zeros are not at the bottom. Guess where they're going to be?
At the
top. And so we're going to learn what we're going to have to do if there are zeros at the top. So I want you to watch this video. And I better see everybody's eyes up here, watching and learning,
Why
okay?
is the B so big?
Cross zeros. Find 400 minus 234. To subtract from a number ending in 0, we will need to regroup more than once. Follow me as we take 3 steps to the answer. The first step is to subtract the ones. You cannot subtract 4 from 0. There are no tens to take from. We will need to look at the hundreds. We can regroup 100 into the tens. Now, we can regroup 110 into the ones. You can subtract 4 from 10. 10 minus 4 equals 6. The second step.
Okay, so see what they did. They started with the ones, and they subtracted down. They had 0. Libby, if you would like to do this during Friday Fun Time, you could do this during Friday Fun Time. The pouting is not a choice. You are not a kindergartner or preschooler. Put your head up and please watch. Head up. Thank you. We want to subtract down in the ones. 0 minus 4. Bigger bottom, rather borrow. What do you notice about the neighbor next door in the tens column at the top, Aria?
There's just 3
No, at the top.
Zero.
It's a 0. So if I have 0 tens, I have 0 sticks. Can I take any away?
No.
No. So guess what I have to go do? John, what do I have to do? No, I have 0.
Bigger bottom, better.
Raylan, I know you're watching. What do you have to do?
You have to go to the 4.
You have to go to the neighbor next door, that one. So if you can't go to the next door neighbor because it's a 0, you have to go to the next neighbor. So Lewis, what would be the next neighbor that you would go to?
3.
No, eyes up here and watching, please. Because you're not watching. Put the pencil box down and watch. Wyatt, what would be the neighbor? What name? The 3 is not in the hundreds. Raylan just said to go to the hundreds. Corla, I know you're listening and watching. The 4. So we're going to go to the 4. Now we're going to break the 4 apart to a 3. And in a minute, it's going to do that. And then we're going to have to break this into a 10. And eventually a 9. And then make that a 10. So there's a lot of steps to this. So I need you watching. Brooklyn, watching.
Is to subtract the tens. There are 9 tens left. You can take 3 from 9. 9 minus 3 equals 6. The third step is to subtract the hundreds. There are 3 hundreds left. 3 minus 2 equals 1. So 400 minus 234 equals 166.
Okay, now I really like this video, except there's one thing that I would change. The one thing I would change is we are going to make this a 10, and then we're going to cross it off and make it a 9, because I want you to understand how we keep borrowing. And anytime you borrow, you need to cross off So one lower. And some of you are forgetting to do that. When you borrow, some of you are crossing off, but you're not making it a number lower. Because remember, when you borrow and cross off, you're taking one away. Okay, and some of you, there's a bunch of you that are forgetting that step. Okay, so we're gonna practice this really slowly. And like I said, we might do this lesson today and Monday, just because it is a very, 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 very tricky lesson. Okay? All right, Miss Dewar, you want to help me pass these out really quickly?
I can.
Once you get your paper, put your name at the top. You're welcome. You are welcome.
Thank you. Oh yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Mrs. Stewart is coming. You're welcome.
Sophie, can I keep these for? Can I keep these?
You don't want to do all that work?
No. Right up here.
Wait, number 3 is.
Okay. Put your name at the top.
Chocolate milk.
Okay, no, we are going to draw this out. Because I want to see that you guys understand how to do this. So, our problem is...
What the? It's milk.
You have to just use some broken until you get different ones. These are brand new. Model using base 10 blocks. We are going to listen to the problem. We have learned about 200 different kinds of animals. 126 of those animals were mammals. How many of the animals were not mammals? So we're going to draw the blocks. What do you mean by it?
Carla has a 3-page paper.
We'll just rip off the second page. Sorry about that, Carla. All right, so Wyatt, how many mammals are they learning about? How many different kinds?
200.
200. So everybody, right now, write the number 200.
200.
Let's put it up here, kind of by the elephant in the giraffe.
That's what I was gonna put it.
200.
Sophie, I'm just saying do with the
No,
yellow.
you listen to what I say.
I'm just doing this.
No, that's not a pencil. Now, we're going to draw our base 10 blocks. This should be easy. If I have 200, how should I draw that? Addie?
Draw 2 blocks.
Yeah, 2 big flats, right?
Then you don't have to do anything else.
All right. So, here are the 200 different kinds of animals I'm learning about. Or we're learning about. Now, 126 are mammals. So we want to find out how many are not mammals. So we're going to take away those mammals. So, Ingrid, how many are mammals?
Two
100.
26.
126, okay? And we can see that at the bottom there. Now, what I need to do is, I'm going to subtract, like I normally do. I'm going to start at the ones.
You already did a minus.
I'm going to start at the ones. I have 0 ones, and I want to take 6 away. Miss Shaker's first skirt, can you go up there? What's going to happen here? Do I have any ones to take away from? Addie?
No, because you have to regroup because it's bigger than.
Yeah. Bigger bottom, better borrow. Now, I'm going to go to the 10 and a borrow. Uh-oh, there's a problem. John, what's the problem in the tens place column?
You have to put a line.
No, there's a problem. Mason,
We have to go to the next.
you have to go to the next one, Mason. You are right. There are no tens, guys. I only have hundreds. So now I have to borrow from this hundreds, and I have to take 100 away. So this 2, I'm going to borrow. I'm going to cross it off. It becomes a 1. And I'm going to cross off one of my 100 flats. Tyson, or not Tyson, Carson, do that right now. So if I borrow this 100, I'm going to break it apart into how many sticks? Everybody?
100. 100.
No. Sticks.
10.
10. How many sticks?
10.
So right now, make 10 sticks.
I make like itty bitty ones.
That's fine.
Sometimes mine turn into small.
I know, mine do too. Or they aren't as perfect as I started. So draw 10 sticks. Where's your 10 sticks? You only have 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 10.
I got 10.
Good job, Mason.
I have more like 5 friends, I feel like. Yes, there it goes.
Now, second graders, if I have 10 sticks over here, what should I put right there? Corla?
10.
A 10, good job. I can put a 1 in front of it, but really what I want you to do is put a 10. Cross it off and put a 10, because now I have 10 sticks. I traded. I regrouped. I borrowed. Okay, now here's the question, second graders. If I still want to subtract 0 from 6, can I borrow from that 10? Yeah, what does that now become? John? A 9, you got it. So now I have to cross off this 10, and that's what they didn't do in the video, and I didn't like that, because I want to show you that we have 10 sticks. But now this becomes a 9, because we're going to take one of these sticks away, we're going to regroup it, we're going to break it apart, and we're going to break it apart into how many ones? Mason?
I forgot.
Oh, Ellie.
10.
10. Good job. So we're going to break that apart, the sticks, to make 10 little cubes.
Mr. Murphy, if we split all of those apart, then that makes 100 cubes.
That's right. That would be 100. You're right.
That would take so long, I would quit. It would.
Okay. Once you have your 10 cubes, what? Carson, what do you think that 0 is going to go to? Because I just added, I broke apart a 10 and made 10 ones. So what do you think that 0 is going to go to?
A 10.
A 10. You got it. So we're going to cross that off and make this a 10. Oof, that was a lot of work.
Oh,
It was, wasn't it? So, now we should be set. I have 10 cubes, guys, now in the ones. Can I take away 6?
Yes.
Yes. So cross off 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I just have a mobile.
Okay, how many are left, Mason?
4.
4. You got it. So there's 4 left. So 10 minus 6 is 4. Now I'm going to go back to my sticks. I have 9 left. And I'm going to take 2 away. So cross off 2 more sticks. And how many are left, Corla? 7.
Listen, okay. So two of my 6, two of my 10s were pushed together. So I just went like to both of them.
That's fine. As long as you know and I know. It's fine.
Whoa.
It's fine.
That's
fine. That's okay. Now, if I go to my hundreds, guys, I have 100 left. And I'm going to take 100 away. So Addie knows she's just dying. Addie, how many are left?
0.
0.
74.
So how many animals are not mammals? Everybody?
74.
74.
Of
Okay. So I hope you guys can see using the base 10 blocks how we're gonna have to borrow not from the next door neighbor, but probably from that hundreds. And then we're gonna have to work our way back. Okay, there's many, 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 many steps to this process, okay? So we're gonna take it slowly. Slowly. All right, does everybody have this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
All right, let's go on to the next page.
What's after this? The guide practice. What's after this?
All right. Now, what they want to show you on this page
Oh, I'll cross out
is
the
the
window.
steps. The first step is to subtract the ones. You cannot subtract 4 ones from 0, so you're going to have to regroup to the tens. However, at the tens, you cannot subtract or take anything away to regroup. So then you're going to have to look at the hundreds and then regroup there, okay? Once you regroup the hundreds, then you can regroup the tens, and then you can finally go back to the ones. So it's going to take many, many, many steps. And like I said, we're not going to get this down today. We're going to do part of it today. We'll probably do part Monday. We might even do part Tuesday. It might take us 3 days, actually, than just 1 or 2. So let's practice this. Okay? All right, so go to the independent practice. I know it says independent, but you're not ready for independent. I barely even could guide you, really.
I am independent.
You, most of you are, but not for this. Okay.
I am independent.
All right, number 1. Let's look at this problem. 800. And I'm going to take away 532. Now I notice that there's zeros up here, which means I have no tens, no ones. I just have hundreds. So if I start with the ones to subtract down, Tyson, what does 0 take 2 away?
2.
You're going up, buddy. Go down.
0.
Bigger bottom. Better borrow. So remember, if your number is ever bigger, you need to borrow. So everybody put a B by that 2.
Boy, why is Tyson little?
You worry about you. Okay. Now we're gonna go borrow. We're gonna go to the next door neighbor like we normally do. But what do you notice about the number at the top in the tens column, Corla? It's a 0, so we can't take anything away. So we have to go to the next neighbor, which is who, Ellie? A. Ellie A. Who are you borrowing from now? The 8. So I have 8 hundreds. I'm going to take 1 away. So I have 7 left. Now I'm going to take that 100 and break it into 10 sticks and put it over here. So now instead of 0 sticks, I have how many? 10. Thank you, John. 10 sticks. So cross
I
off
said
that
it.
0 and put a 10.
This is what I said it.
Okay, I really heard John. Now, guys, I have 10. Can I borrow?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's cross off the 10, and now that becomes a 9. And then I'm going to move that that 1 stick of 10, and I'm going to break it apart into how many ones? 10. So I'm going to make this a 10 over here. Yes, Wyatt?
Would we not have to regroup? Because that's the lower number and that's the highest number.
But these are all bigger bottoms.
Yeah, but I've got 800. 800 you don't need to regroup because the lower numbers are at the top.
No, we're going down. Each column, we start there, there. Here you won't have to, but these two you do. Okay, now we have 10 little ones. Lewis, and we want to take 2 away. What's 10 minus 2? 8. So I want you to put an put 8 down here. Now, I have 9 tens, and I want to take 3 away. Tyson, what is 9? Take 3 away.
6.
6. Then I go to the hundreds. And I have 7 hundreds, and I want to take 5 away. Carson, 7. Take 5 away. 2. So 268 is my difference.
It's like 10 minus 2, 8. This one's 100.
This is a 9 though, buddy. This is no longer a 10. This is now 9 minus 3. It's not 10 anymore, it's a 9. But if it was, then you would be right. Yep. All right, let's go on to the next one. 700, take away 614. I'm going to start in my ones column, go down. Lewis, in the ones column, what is 0 minus 4?
Nothing.
Nothing. I like that answer. Nothing. You can't do it, right? Bigger bottom,
Better borrow.
better borrow. Good job, Lewis. All right, so we're going to go borrow from the neighbor next door. Tyson, look at the neighbor in the tens column. What's at the top?
A 0.
Can you borrow from a 0?
No, bigger, better borrow.
So where do we have to go now?
The neighbor.
The next neighbor. This 100. So we're going to cross off that 7. And Carson, when we cross off the 7 and take 1 away, how many is left? 6.
Don't you have a B right here?
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're going one step at a time.
No, but remember.
No, we're not. We're not there yet because we might not have to borrow, and I don't think we do. Now we took this 100 away. We broke it into 10 sticks. So how many 10 sticks do I have now, Raylan?
10.
10. Good job, Raylan. Raylan says I have 10 sticks. And he is right. Now, Raylan, can I borrow from that 10?
Yes.
Yes. So what do I do?
You put a 9 up top and move the 10 over.
Yes. Good job. I cross it off. Put a 9 above it. So I'm taking 1 away. And then Raylan says I'm going to move that 10 over here because now I took that stick and I broke it into 10 little cubes. Now, Charlotte, can you do 10 minus 4? 10. Take 4 away. 6. Now, Mason, look at this. Mason thought we had to borrow. But Mason, I have 9 at the top, and I want to take 1 away. Do I need to borrow? No, I don't need to borrow. So 9 take 1 away is
8.
9 take 1 away. 8. 8.
86.
Okay, then I have 6.
86.
Yeah, that is right.
0.
And I take 6 away, Lewis.
0.
0.
I said 86.
Okay.
You were wrong.
I already have 2 stars. Definitely. Who's doing 3?
Okay. We're going to do 1 more together, and then we're going to stop. Okay? And we're going to finish it on Monday. Well, continue it on Monday, I should say. We might not even finish Monday.
And Tuesday.
Okay. We're going to do 1 more, and then I want us to stop, because that other group will be coming back, and then I'll have to reteach them, and then I'll have you guys work on freckle and your book covers, okay? If you still have those to do. All right. Now, this row, you notice, guys, there are no call-ups. Like our house. There's not our place value house. So we're going to have to write small and neat. So we're going to do this last one together. 100 takes 76 away. Lewis, I'm going to go to the ones column because I love your answer.
Nothing.
Lewis, what is 0 minus 6?
Nothing.
Nothing. So what do you have to do?
Bigger bottom, better borrow.
Bigger bottom, better borrow. Everybody, right now, put a B down there. Okay, my group coming in. Go to number 3.
I can help.
No. My group coming in, go to number 3. On independent practice, and then I'll go back and catch you up, okay? Okay, we're only gonna do number 3, and then the rest of you guys will go to Freckle, and the group that came in, I'll catch you up, okay?
Okay.
All right, on number 3. I'm gonna ask my new friends that just came in, not my new friends, but my friends that just came back. Brooklyn, if I have 0 and I take 6 away,
You cross off that and put it 10. Put it 9.
okay? Just a second. Bigger bottom,
Better.
better borrow. I'm gonna go over to the 0.
I'm
I
putting
have
10.
0 sticks.
Oh, you go over to the 1 and then you cross
Go
off
over
that.
to the 100. You're right,
And you
Brooklyn.
put a 0.
So this becomes a 0. And I'm gonna write it on top. Guys, I'm gonna write it on top nice and neat.
Brooklyn, your iPad's over there.
Brooklyn, as soon as Addie's done, you can go. Now, what happens after I take that 100 away? Aria. No, it's a 0. I'm breaking that 100 into 10 sticks. So what does this 0 now become?
A 10.
A 10. So nice and neatly, you're gonna have to write a 10 above that 0. Now, LES, can I borrow from that 10?
She's not in our group.
I'm talking to LES though. Can I borrow from that? Yes. So I'm gonna cross off that 10 and take 1 away, and now it becomes a 9.
This is confusing.
It is. Then I'm gonna move that 10, that 1 stick I took away, and I'm gonna break it apart into 10 ones. And this now becomes a 10. So this column in the middle, the tens column, you're gonna probably have to stack your numbers on top of each other. And you're gonna really have to cross them off so you know which number you're on, because you're borrowing quite a bit. Now I can do this. Brooklyn, 10, take 6 away.
4.
4. Ingrid, 9, take 7 away. 5, 6, 7.
2.
2. And this should be easy, guys. 0, take nothing away.
0. It's
0.
24. I already had that.
Okay, I'm gonna tell my remote learners we're gonna finish this on Monday, which means you'll finish this on Tuesday.
So are you done?